Hello, everyone, and welcome to Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is April, 17th. I'm losing count of days, 2020. My name is Lynn Marquidant, and I'm your host. And I'm so glad you're out there. Do you believe it? We're in like week 5 or 6 of quarantine around here. I think week 5. The days are running together, but boy, are we getting a lot done. So welcome to everyone who's there. As always, this is just an hour of us getting together to sew. And tonight we're going to be making scrub caps. I don't even have one to show you because I've given them all away. But by the end of this hour, we will have one done. I also wanted to show you that I've decided that I'm going to keep this as a lap quilt. So I'm not going to make it be king size anymore. I'm going to make it 56 by 56. And I'm liking it. I found a piece of minky to put on the back, and I'll just have it in my stash for whenever there's maybe a little baby boy. And hello, Carol. Carol Bell out there. Oh, it's midnight or 1 o'clock where Carol is. Thanks for joining us. It's so fun. Okay, so without further ado, and as always, send pictures of what you're working on to lynn@simplycolorful.com, and I will show them. Or ask questions right in the chat box. And I'm so glad you could join me. We are going to make caps. Susan Chiavi wrote this pattern for us based on a scrub cap that her husband, an ER doctor, brought home. And she has made some cute ones, so it's inspired me to pull out some cuter fabric, some brighter fabric. So I think, and you need 1/3 of a yard to make a full scrub cap. If you want to make a scrub cap that has 2 different colors in it, get 2/3 of a yard, and then you can basically get all you need. You need 2 pieces of this. We're gonna make it a lined scrub cap, by the way. 2 pieces of your top, 2 sides of the cap made on the fold. So this is the fold. And then 2 ties that are about 1.5 inch by 10 inches long. So this one, of course, is less than 1/3, but I think, or I'm pretty sure I'm going to combine it with another one. So let's combine it, with that pink. That'll be fun. Ooh, aren't these fun? Ooh, we're going to have to play with those. Okay. But for now, let's just do this and this. So you basically need 2 of each of these. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. And Frank, if you're out there, so nice to see you and meet you. And Frank is a new quilter who really, you wouldn't know that by looking at his work. I did his first quilt this week, and it was a delight to work on. Very well done. Very well done. And it turns out Frank does not live far from us here, so it was great. You can do this any way you want. I've made 5 of these so far. And when I made the first 5, the pattern is good and forgiving. So it's not like, I can do it this way. And the sort of the secret of these caps is we're going to put buttons on either side right here of the cap. And the healthcare workers use that to put their mask elastics around it. Because apparently the elastics are making healthcare workers' ears chafe. Okay, so there's one. Now, this will be pretty. I think I'll make the ties out of this fabric. There's that. If you're making it out of the same color, which I definitely did the first time, you can cut out 2 at a time, and that'll save you even more time. Okay, so there's 1 and 1. Put that there. Why don't we make our ties? Actually, I think what I'll do is, I think we can make it out of that. Yeah. How big or small do you make your pieces? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's make our ties. I definitely have become better at throwing away my little pieces. If you saw the amount of fabric I still have around here. Oh. Is that going to be long enough? No, that's not going to be long enough. This will be long enough. Oh, I hope I have my... Okay, hold that thought. I have to go get my rotary cutter. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. If someone tunes in, they're not going to know what's going on. Hello. I had to get my rotary cutter. I do realize, for those of you who might be out there searching the web, hi, everyone. Hi, James and Caitlin. Oh, nice to see you out there. Cherish, hi. Sarah, hello. Oh, good. I'm so glad you like them. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Sarah, your quilts are done. I think I'll show you. Whoops. Oh, you know what, Sarah? Siri thought I was talking to her. That is funny. Okay, Sarah, hold that thought. I'm going to show everyone Sarah Chiavi's quilts. Okay, here's your bag. I love them. Here is, isn't that wonderful? It was done with the mocha thread and plumeria. Oh, Sarah, I'm so glad you're out there. I love that choice, by the way. This one I tried to do very dense. This is Pebbles by Judith Cracker in cream. Isn't that stunning? Oh, wow is right. Woo! They are stunning. Works of art. This one, there are a couple of tucks in the triangles. So take a look at it, see if we need to take out the triangle. Maybe take a tuck in the tuck, if that makes sense. Anyway, thanks for all you're doing to keep us healthy. Oh, need extra fabric. Okay, so let's make our ties. Oh, so what I was saying was we are competing with a virtual prom, I believe. Is it John? I want to say Krasinski, but I don't think that's quite right. He's from The Office fame. He's an excellent actor. He has been filming from his home a YouTube show called Some Good News, or SGN, and it's great. My friend Kim sent me one of his first shows. He's only been doing it for a few weeks. And he had the cast from Hamilton, and they were singing a beautiful song to a little girl who couldn't go. And I believe at 8:00 tonight, he is doing a virtual prom. And he's very funny. So I will understand for sure if you want to go check that out. Okay, so there are our ties. Put these things. Who else is there? Hello, everyone. This is a pretty pink. This looks like it might have been my sister's. You know what? I'm going to make a couple out of this one. So, re-iron it. And so, we're making large ones right now. There it is. These are quite easy. These are actually, I believe, faster to make than the masks. I think they are. Although I've got quite a production line of the masks going on. But once you cut these out, and then it is curved sewing, but if you just, and I don't pin that much. I just pin, I think I use 2 pins. But as you do the curved sewing, if you just keep the 1/4 of an inch seam as you go around, you ease it in, it doesn't seem too bad. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to put that aside because we'll make another one. Actually, since we'll make another one, I'm going to cut out 2 of these at the risk of confusing ourselves. Oh, that makes me so happy that they worked well. Frank, are you out there? Hi, Mom. My mother is walking up a storm and putting us all to shame, which is great. Mom, I'm so impressed with your step count. Oh, and last I knew, Karen was getting snow in Pennsylvania. And when I went downstairs and looked at the weather forecast for here, now mind you, it's April 17th. I don't even know if they have snow up in the mountains. Are they still skiing? Ooh, this will be pretty, and I'll use this for some ties. Okay, so but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's put this aside for now. Let's make one at a time. Okay, I have white thread. We have ties. We have the cap banner, and we have the cap top. All we're going to do is, and the question is, do I mix them up? Yeah, I'm going to mix them up. So I'm going to take one cap out of that. Make sure, this is something I did do wrong once. See how the cap rim has a curve on one side? Make sure to sew that curve to the curve of the cap. Don't sew this straight edge to the cap. It can be done, but it doesn't work. Oh, and then all I do is I form a crease in the half there and a crease here. So I've got a crease and a crease. Put right sides together, and I put one pin there. Because fabric, remember, is very malleable, so it will go where you tell it to, and I'm going to put one pin at the beginning and at the end, and then it's just all about easing it in as we go around. Okay, I have my foot, my 97. Let me get my finger here. Okay. Now we do a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I think I did a scant 1/4 of an inch first, and then I go around and I do a nice 1/4 of an inch. This way, I know that I'm lining it up. But not worrying too much about my width yet. Just making sure the two sides of the fabric are aligned. As you get to the roof of the cap or at the tip of the cap, this is where I kind of have to stretch it a little more. Okay, there we go. It gets easier as you come down in the straight part, or faster. Okay. So think of that as kind of my basting. And then what I do, so see, we put that together. I'm going to go now back and do a nice clean 1/4 of an inch. Serves two purposes. It makes sure the hat is a good shape. And it gives it a second layer of strength, I think. Oh, I want to thank everyone for going to the open sews. We had another open sew on Wednesday, which was so much fun. And Leah joined us. Leah, if you're out there. So we again had representation from everywhere from California to the Channel Isles to places in between. Okay, so there's one. Now you do the other one. Do the very same thing. Put a crease in both pieces. I'll post this pattern on our Facebook page. You have to draft it, if that makes sense. So the pattern is it shows a picture of your two pieces on a grid. And then you have to enlarge and use a grid to make yours, but it's doable. Okay. Hi, Sue Bryant. Nice to see you. Is there a pattern for that? Yes. So I'll put it on our Facebook page. And you can do a search online too. There are patterns out there. Kawartha Quilting up in Canada has one on their page. My pink seems a little bit big. Oh, and Becca Clash, if she's out there. Hello, number one. And number two, thank you for sending me information about mystery quilt. I will read it to people so they can look for it. Let me do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Oh, hey, we have some people out there. Hang on. Okay. So again, Becca Clash, who she's got the Stitchy Home YouTube channel, which definitely she's getting a lot of views and she's got a lot of good content out there. So that's fun to look at. She said she was invited to participate by a local quilter from the Gala Quilt Guild. Gala is short for Georgia, Alabama, as members live on both sides of the state line. That's interesting. So if anyone out there is from the Gala Quilt Guild, hello. She says, this is called Avoid the COVID Mystery Quilt. And it's the mystery that was hosted by Somerset Samplers in Maine. So Somerset Samplers at gmail.com if you want to know more. And it's really neat. They have two sizes of this mystery quilt. Oh, isn't that fun? I don't know if you can see that, but those are the fabrics they're using. I know that's hard to see. Cherish, I'm going to post it right after this. Sorry I didn't do it before. Oh, Carol. She says, hi, Lynn and Fibercasters. I hope you've all had a good week and are keeping safe. During our call on Wednesday, I got my Winston Ways top finished. I found 2 half-square triangles that needed spinning. No way. I'm now the acting long arm division. And I'm quilting my good fortune quilt. I love this. I only seem to be working on Bonnie Hunter quilts at the moment. Well, they're lovely quilts and they're a lot of fun, aren't they? Yours, Carol, in Yorkshire, England. Yorkshire. Oh, look at this. There is her good fortune. Oh, that's hard to see, I know. But those are scrap quilt. Oh, so Carol O. She says, howdy, Lynn and Fibercasters. Hello, Carol. Just watching tonight. My latest creation is not doing it for me. Oh, no. Oh, you've hit one of those walls that sometimes we do hit. Oh, well, looking forward to seeing you create some caps. Oh, and she says, hi, James, Caitlin, Tim, and Lindsay. Hi, Tim and Lindsay. Loved your new magnet, Lindsay and Tim. Tim and Lindsay are the ones getting married, and we received a nice new magnet. It's downstairs, and it says a June wedding in October. So save the new date, and we will. And Carol O., thanks for checking in and saying hi, and I hope the excitement of quilting returns, because it will. It will. It ebbs and flows. Sue Whitford, hello. Sue says, I made my first mask today, and after seeing the disaster I made, worse than the lime green skirt I made in 7th grade home ec class, I don't think I'll be making any more anytime soon. Give me $1 quilt to make and I'm there. Oh, Sue, you are funny. Well, you're going to have to just let me know what colors you like, and I'll send you a mask. I'll send you 2. Oops. We will hook you up. Okay. That's funny. I'm so glad you're out there. Okay, let's keep going here. We have to. Okay, there's my basting, if you will. There's the second one. Now I'm going to just go right around here again. Get ourselves a nice 1/4 of an inch seam. So this quarantine thing is quite the mental exercise, isn't it? It just veered off. Hang on. I think my mother said it best when I was talking to her on the phone. It's not that, and it applied to me coming to visit her or her coming to visit me, but I think it can apply to other things. She said, because we were talking about when would we be able to visit in person again? And it was going to be a while. And I think part of it is knowing that you can't go visit. It's something that I might not have gone to visit anyway, but now that you know you can't, then you want to more. And I think that's true with a lot of these things. I want to know I have the option to be able to get in my car and go to Walmart, but do I do that all the time? No. Did I used to do it probably more than I should? Probably. So this is good. Because I love being home too. Okay. So let me get our iron ready. So we have 2 of these caps. Now what I've done is now I go to my iron and I iron one seam toward the top of the cap and then one seam away from the cap so that when they put together, they nest. Hopefully this is hot enough. I don't have to wait for it. And you can even finger press. Just doing the ironing now will help actually. So let me do it right. This is what I did last time. I put it here. Oops. Okay. And then, so that one is toward the cap. This one will be away from the cap. Anyway, this quarantining. What are people's tips? We talked about walking, doing something to get the blood moving. And I do miss it. Boy, do I miss my Amazon job. 6 cases of COVID at the Amazon warehouse where I was working so far in the last few days. I do not believe there have been any deaths, however, which is good. James and Caitlin and Lindsay and Tim, I hope you're playing. Oh, I love this. Are you playing games? Are you talking to each other? Oh, and buried the lead there when we were all talking at Easter. I am so excited about getting a dog. Tim and Lindsay, I'm so excited for you. I don't know if you've actually decided to do it or not, and it's totally your business. It's none of my business. But I think the next morning, so this Monday morning, after we had our Zoom Easter on Sunday. Am I getting my weeks mixed up? Was that just last Sunday? Or was it 2 Sundays ago? Anyway, I went looking for a dog online. I could not find a dog. All of the shelters are closed, right? And I've talked to Carol Lewin about this. She has a cockapoo, a black one who's 6 months old, a puppy, full of you-know-what, vinegar and you-know-what. Cute that she got down like she said, 20 miles away from breeder. I cannot seem to find one. I want either a Maltipoo or a Bichon Poo. I'm liking the look of the Bichon Poos. So it's a Bichon Frise and a poodle, but they're too expensive. I just can't do it. So the search, like my sister says, the struggle is real. The search continues. Okay, so now what you do, see what I just did? I pinned the 2 pieces together. Now I'm going to sew around just the sides here, because then we need to finish the ties and put them in and then sew them over. And then once you turn it right side out and you iron it, that's fun. It really crisps up. This does not seem hard to sew at all. Because actually you're sewing 2 straight pieces of fabric together. Just take the pins out. Lindsay and Caitlin, we have to get you over here when this is all over. Or if you want, we could do an online class if you both have sewing machines. We need to get you making a quilt. Only if you want to. If not, I'll make it for you. I have Cooper's quilt. His graduation quilt is all ready to be bound. And Bridget's quilt has already been delivered. And Cam, I was joking with Cam, he's given me a break because he switched his major. So fortunately, I didn't have to. I had a couple of quilts to make on the other side of the family. So and I did 2 scant of a seam, so I'm going to do again. And this is good reinforcement. Okay, there's that. Now, the 2 ties. What we want to do is iron them in half first. These are 1.5 inches wide. Has anyone seen that funny spoof on making masks? The woman, what's her name? Kay? Is that her name? She claims she's a first-time sewer, and she makes a mask. I'll post that also on our Facebook page. Sue, you might relate to it after your mask. That's so funny. And Sue is a perfectionist, so I'm sure her mask is still quite lovely. Okay, so we ironed it in half, then I ironed 1/4 inch in on each side. Now what we want to do is change our feet to 10D. And 10D. Move that over. Everyone okay out there? What? Who has a 5-month-old poodle? Oh, Julie, I'm so jealous. Oh. You're welcome for the masks, Tim, of course. What does Tim say? We will need to send in our deposit for the dog. Can't make up our mind. I understand. It's a huge commitment. Huge. I understand. Maybe just go right for the baby. We'll get a dog and you can come visit it. Or we can bring it to visit you. Aunt Carol suggests a senior dog. She says she's had luck with that. So adopting that. So we'll see. And she also suggested, which I thought was really quite insightful, which is, after this quarantine is a great time to get a dog because you can be there with them. But once the quarantine ends, and it is going to end, we are going to be able to go out and travel again. There might be some dogs available. But I must be truthful. I have adopted a dog before, and it didn't work out so well. I've not been known for my dog training, but I'm determined if I get a dog, I'm going to be the boss, and it is going to listen to me. That's probably. Oh, did I already do? Okay, so I don't have to finish this side because we're gonna. There's one. Oh, I didn't have to end it. How are we doing? Are we doing okay on time? Okay. Yep, we should be done. Done except for the buttons. I won't have the buttons done tonight. I'm going to finish this end because when I made the other end, I didn't do a good job. Let's try this. Okay, so let's make sure. I'm just going to set the seam while that's doing that. Okay, now what we do is we take these two ties. We put the raw edges, or we put them inside here. So that it's just sticking out. It should be flush, but get it flush to the edge of the cap, and then I'll cut off a little bit. I don't do it flush. Okay. And I go back and forth a lot. Okay. We do it over here. And actually, I'm going to change my foot so I can do a better job. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew in about 3 inches on each side. And then we're going to turn the cap and iron it. What the heck? I hit some button. not letting me go backwards. Something happened to the machine. I hit some button. And rather than figure it out, hi, Linda Grant. Finish the binding on the ones. Oh, good. Your Elvira quilt? Excellent. So glad to hear that. Your bread was delicious. Did I tell you that? Okay, James says, Aunt Lynn, can you believe no fair this year? I know it. I just heard that. It's really an unusual time, isn't it? Question is, are we going to get to go down there even this summer? I'll tell you why I'm hesitating. Because I think by then, well, who knows what's going to happen, because I do believe we're going to have another flush of this stuff. I don't think it's right to go down there when there's only so much hospital capacity. I don't know. It's a long ways away, right? So James is referring to the Martha's Vineyard Agricultural Fair. They announced, I guess it was this week, right? And this fair is over 150 years old. They're not going to have it this year. Usually they have it in August. My mother tells me in World War II, there were a few years they didn't have it. So now what I do, right? So now I've got my cap. Now we're going to crisp it up with the iron. And then we're going to do a top stitch. How about all those people that went to the beach in Florida and they're all being tracked to their phones? That was quite telling when you saw people who went to the beach for spring break, and then when they all went home, they dispersed all over the country. More on the East Coast, granted, but some on the West Coast. I think that would be the same on the vineyard if people decided to go down. I'm so thankful that all of you can work from home so far. You guys have done well to have jobs that you can do that. Oh, this is my favorite part. Okay, so right, it's looking like a cap. I'm going to use my white thread and I'm going to do a top stitch starting at the bottom of one of these and going up and over and around and down. Actually, no, I'm going to do that second. I'm going to do a top stitch across the bottom here and close up the hole that we made. Then I'll do that other. Okay, I'm going to turn this back on and put our other foot on. And then, do you believe we're going to be up to against the hour? I'm so glad to see everyone out there. There it is. Okay, that's 10D. And then let's move our needle over 4 places. Oh, what have we learned here? Because last year I did data entry for the fair, and I would have liked to have done that again. Right. We're almost done. I can show you the cap. There, let me do one more and then we will be good to go. Frank, if you're out there, if I missed you earlier, hi. And to Wendy down under and Allie. And Marquet and Norma. And Chris and Jean and Lima and Lorraine and Joyce. Done. Let's make sure. Okay, so this is a scrub cap. What we need to do is on the pattern that I'm going to post on the Simply Colorful Mystery Quilt-Along page on Facebook, there will be an X here. That's where you put a button, and you put a bigger button on the outside and then a smaller button on the inside to hold it so it doesn't pull through. And you put a button there, and then, oops. This is bound to not look very good, but there's your scrub cap. And there'll be a button there and a button there, so that when you put on your mask, you can put the elastic over the button. I want to thank you all for joining me. I just love seeing you all out there. Is that Denise? Denise is out there? Oh my goodness. You guys are warming my heart. Stay well, stay safe, do what they say. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Keep a diary or write down in your calendar what you did, and we will get through this. We really will. Together we will. So, and for all my Simply Colorful patrons, I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.